In this episode, we're going to introduce you to elements. Now, elements are core design settings that are site-wide. So many of the other design settings that you'll see in the 5-day challenge and throughout your time with mobile are per instance. So per that instance on a page. Well, elements are design choices that you make that are site-wide. And there's 3 elements that we're going to look at in this episode. Now, to access elements, go to the main menu in the top left, go down to styles, and you'll see elements in the top bar. Now, the first design choice I want you to make is whether you want your buttons square, round, rounder, or roundest. Now, you can see here in the preview that there's a button there to play with, but it also controls the button in the form and also the button in the action section. So have a think which of these buttons is going to be the nicest for your website, knowing that you can change at any time. The next element that we're going to look at is your padding. Now, there's a whole episode focusing on building layouts from scratch on day 3, the Essentials episode. So if you want to know more, watch that episode now. It'll teach you really how to build any website layout in the world from scratch. But core to that episode and core to that learning is padding. Now, on mobile, we've got outer padding, which is the padding that sits on the outside of your layout. And we've got the inner padding, which is the padding that wraps each block or wraps each container, as we call in front-end development. And so you can, when you pick the settings here on the element, it's going to change those across the entire website in one hit. So that means all of the layouts will work together. So as you pick a layout from one theme or a layout from another theme, those themes might have different padding. They might have different outer padding and they might have different inner padding. Well, we're going to set the outer and inner padding here, so when you drag those layouts onto a page, it will instantly convert that into your settings. And that's one of the tricks on mobile, how we get all of these layouts to work together. And it's our bots that are doing that change for you. So you can have a play with this now. In the layout, in the preview here, you can get a feel for that outer and inner padding. And that's going to stand you in good stead for when we move on to day 3, because this is one of the first things we learn in that core session where we teach you to build any website in the world from scratch. And the final element I want you to consider is your widget card. Now, if we look over in the preview here, we can see our widget card. Okay. Now, the widget card are presets which control the padding and alignment across all of your widgets so that they all look nice and work together. So really there's 3 types that you can choose from here. There is no padding, and then we have tight, regular, and loose. I just want you to focus in on the height between the title or the height between the summary. So this makes sure that no matter how you configure your widgets, some widgets don't have a title, some don't have a summary, some don't have a price. This setting makes sure that all of your widget settings all work together no matter how you configure that particular widget. Okay, and that's the end of the session. That was elements, and now we're nearly racing to the end of day 1. We're going to quickly go and have a look at effects.